Wow.
Hopping over.
Big night.
Welcome. What's up, everybody? To Kevs and Mike live podcast recording here. 7:30 Tuesday night. It's not raining.
The last night of February.
Are you hyped?
I'm hyped.
It's not a leap year.
We're closer to spring. Tomorrow's March.
Wow.
And we have a guest.
There's two mics in front of you. Why are there two mics?
Because we're hiding our secret guest for tonight.
Alright, well, I think it's time for us to reveal the first ever guest, episode 8. Are you ready?
Yeah, let it go. Wow,
What
there he
the
is.
heck?
Wow.
Alright.
Wow.
I had that Sheeran playing still. I didn't realize. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Wow.
Alright, everybody. This is Tommy Matthews. This is a good friend of ours. We went to college with Tommy. We're in the same fraternity. I'll let him give a little bit of intro, whether he introduces his age, what he benches currently, where he goes to school, what he does for a living. Just give a quick intro to those people who don't know who the hell you are.
Alright, what's up, guys? I'm Tommy. I'm a good friend of Kevin and Kevin. My bench is pretty weak right now, so I'm really not going to embarrass myself with that. But it's good to be on the show. I've heard about everything that they've been doing since they started, and I'm really happy to be on and kind of get the inside go ahead.
We made it official. He's the first one.
This is
great.
Wow,
I'm excited.
The
Can
question
we move
is,
this? It
I
looks
was going to
like
say, get the black
It looks
one.
like he's in between a field goal post. It's good. Yeah.
Alright, so we'll leave it at that.
Champagne Mike tonight, guys.
We're going champagne. We'll leave it right there. Right off the bat, guys, just let us know at any point on this live feed if you're not hearing us, not seeing us. Just give us a shout out because the East Side Sub Library is trying to shut us down on the low, but we're not going to let them.
What did they say to you tonight? You had an older woman who.
So this place it never ends. First of all, so it's not the usual lady at the front desk when I go to chime in because I have to get the key to the downstairs basement, and I'm standing there at the desk, and the usual ladies are not there. It's an older woman, and that's fine. She's allowed to be. And I was standing there for a good 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, you were.
And I have to walk over in front of a lady, and she goes, "Oh, hi." How did she saw me?
I saw the lady.
I know she saw me. So I said, "Hi, ma'am, how are you? I'm just looking to use the historical room downstairs." And she's seen us before. She's confused as hell.
Yeah.
So I guess she thought I was assuming I had the ability to use this room. And she goes, "Okay, well, I can give you the key, but just know that this is not like going to happen all the time. You're not always going to have access to this, but we'll allow it tonight."
Okay.
How many weeks have we been doing this?
I think at least 12, because we had like a couple pre-shows, and then this is the 8th episode.
Once this is big, East Side Sub Library, we've been here. We're in your basement. Let us keep coming.
Because then they're going to want us back.
Remember us.
And then when they want us back for a special little promotion, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And how great for Tommy to be the first guest on the podcast. Because what if we do make it big? Tommy could say, like,
Tommy was the first guest.
I was actually the first guest. Like, you put that on his resume. I was the first guest on Two Kevs on my podcast.
You gotta wonder if he'd be proud to put on.
You gotta wonder what kind of water you're drinking too. What kind of container that is.
This is new. This is glass.
In my history.
Is this normal water or?
This is water.
Okay.
Let's not get into my water. Kev,
we got a good show tonight, guys.
We have a lot of topics, right?
Yep.
Now Tommy has no clue about the format of the show.
No.
He has no clue what's happening.
Yeah.
He's been asking us for the past 2 hours. He's still confused as hell. So, Kev, I want you to just get right into it, drop something on us, and we'll talk.
Well, first off, I just want to say, I want to announce our giveaway winner.
Oh,
so
my
now
God.
Everyone has to understand that this was completely unintentional. This was not set up. It's not staged. But our winner of our Rafflecopter giveaway for the One Mighty gift card is Tommy Matthews.
Wow. Now, no one's going to understand this.
I screenshotted the picture of him winning. When you select a winner, you select it at random. You don't get to pick it. It's all randomized. So just know that it wasn't set up, and Tommy is our winner. Tommy, do you have any idea of where you want to donate your OMG?
Is there any philanthropy close to your heart?
Any charity that's close to your heart? It doesn't have to be a specific charity. Like any subject?
To be honest, like I don't have anything off the top of my head. If I was to go into something though, I really liked autism. I thought that was something that was like really big. We did that actually. That was one of our brothers' charities, Anderson Center
for the fraternity.
Like Autism Speaks, things like that. Like I don't know. It's always been like a good connection. Because,
So we'll have to hop on the site and see what options it has.
Yeah.
Wow, maybe we'll stop by the Peter Pan Diner later.
Wow.
And tell Lisa.
We're not doing that anymore.
No, I need to stop. I've been spending money.
Last week,
Eating out.
Kevin's been so upset about the amount of money that we spend eating out at restaurants.
We're fools.
He wants to save it and perhaps even use it towards
to
Kevs
promote
and Mike.
this, maybe.
But instead, last week, not only did we get pizza, but we got Friendlies. He got a big
doubled
thing
up.
of ice cream, and he
Summer
enjoyed
prep.
it. He ate it in like this. Like, he held the spoon like this.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah,
Like, I definitely wasn't eating weird.
Yeah, you were. It was like, because
I don't consider it weird.
I would hold
Like,
those
I'm-
like
I'm
this.
backing
I'm
you
going
up.
in on the ice cream.
That's it.
You were
Yeah.
like it was like a spinning like hamster wheel. It was just like boom.
Listen,
boom,
guys, it was a Reese's Cup Sundae from Friendlies.
Yeah, tell
2
us.
scoops mint,
Okay.
1 scoop cookie dough.
boom. Okay, that's crazy.
I mixed it and
Okay.
I went to town.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, that's understandable.
pretty cool, though,
Like,
Tommy, do you still sniff pizza?
so, yeah.
Wow, yeah, Kev can't get
Actually-
over this.
I thought it's so funny. I tell everyone this.
No, that's really really funny actually. My girlfriend's probably watching.
Mhm.
Just the other day we were at her brother's house watching Daytona, and I
Mhm.
said to her, I was like, "This is actually a really good secret I have. Instead of actually eating the pizza, you just like waft and sniff it a couple times,
Yeah.
and
Now,
eventually you kind of subside.
Tommy,
the
people are
feelings.
going to be pissed because they don't have that kind of discipline and they'd say you're silly for not enjoying the pizza.
Oh, so what's my reaction to that?
What would you say to them?
I
Is
just
Tommy weird
Well,
for sniffing pizza?
yeah. First of all,
Maybe.
leave it in the comments. Am I weird for just sniffing pizza? I want to hear that. Well, no, I already hear the truth. I mean, it's pretty weird.
He knows
but-
the truth.
Yeah, I know it's weird, but it's just something that I'd rather, do. Because I try and think of the after effects. I think to myself, okay, now I'm going to feel exhausted. Now I'm going
Mhm.
to feel tired after I eat the pizza. There's been times where I've sat at my friend's house eating bowls of cereal, and then I pass out. And they
I
say,
just want to make it known. I've witnessed
This has
Tommy
happened.
Matthews eat an entire pie from, where's that? Little Vincent's.
a little bit. That was 9 slices. That wasn't 8 slices.
Whoa! But those are
Dude,
regular
he- Dude,
sized slices.
he
not
ate the whole pie.
I've eaten a full
Large.
Domino's pie.
Tommy,
but
you
he-
ate the whole
This
pie.
is, there was 9 slices.
Like New York style, like
Plus one.
big.
Plus
Oh my
one.
god!
And another.
Wait, but how
so
did
it's not
you-
that I can't. It's not that I can't. Don't get it
Right.
wrong.
He loves pizza.
I love it, but it's kind of like a destructive choice to go in on a pizza. Let's
You
just put
have
it that
bigger
way.
goals in mind.
How do
Yes.
you find Sasha Holder's in here, Tommy? By the way, you guys wrestled, so shout out to that.
Wow, they wrestled.
Yeah, they wrestled each other. That's pretty crazy.
Oh,
Sasha, do you
man.
remember Tommy? You guys wrestled a long time ago.
Wow.
But
How old
yeah,
were you when you wrestled?
Oh,
Like young?
young.
young.
That was young. Like
Wow.
yeah,
Young.
wow.
Damn.
So I guess we'll kick it off with a few exciting topics tonight. One has been on the agenda for weeks now. We'll
We
finally
miss a
get
lot
to
of
it.
these guys.
So Kev has this strong opinion on this video that's gone viral. Everyone's seen it. It's a little boy
I have a
who
lot of strong opinions.
went to the doctor's office and he had to get a shot in his arm. And while he's getting a shot in his arm, he's very upset, obviously, like most little kids are, and he's crying. And his dad is explaining to him that in order to suck it up, you got to be a man. And he tells him how proud he is of him. And
We'll post the
we'll
video.
we'll post the video.
But I'm
and-
sure most have seen it.
Yeah, and I want you to like give us your thoughts on it. I want to hear.
It's insane. You guys have seen the video. The little kid gets his shot.
Mhm.
He's with his dad,
Mhm.
and he's crying. He's a normal little boy.
Yeah.
He's nervous. He cries, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So then the dad's like, "Good job, son. I love you. Good job. Now be a man." He's like, "Say I'm a man. Like you're tough. Like you can handle this.
Right.
Like essentially, here's something that's hurting you in life. You're stronger than this. Be a man. Like good job. I'm proud of you. Like get through
Right.
it." This comment section, as I always say to you guys, the comment section was absurd. What do you think people were saying? If you had to guess,
If I had to guess, people were probably calling him out, saying he was too rough on him. Right.
dude,
I don't know.
the comment saying,
Tommy, you have any guesses?
I think I don't know. There were probably definitely some people in there like fighting against the actual term "be a man."
well,
that
that's
was
one.
the big thing.
That's
like,
one. It's
Be
like,
a man is like
they're
supposed
like,
to be,
let him be a child. They're like, what kind of father tells their child to be a man? And they're like, why does he have to be tough? Why do men have to hide their emotions? Let him cry. Just let him cry. Like,
Mhm.
people are missing the whole point. Like,
I don't think that's what he was preaching.
No, of course not. And everyone always gets their own agenda across based off what they see.
Mm-hmm.
What they choose to focus on is what they're going to find in any video, in anything. Whatever agenda and platform you believe in is what you're going to see in the video.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a father taking his son to the doctor's office. It's a big thing when you're a kid. You don't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
Getting shots for the first time. And he was there for his son. He got the shot. He got hurt. It pinches.
Yeah.
and he said, "Good job, son. I'm so proud of you. Now be a man. You're tough. You can deal. Like, this is life, and you can deal with it. You're crying." He's like, he didn't say. I think he might have said, "Stop crying," but in reality, is that so wrong? Because his son can, not that he needs to get over it, but he's hurt. It's like, you did it, son. Like, you're upset, but now you can get over it because you're going to move on. Like, you're stronger than this shot. And we're obviously putting too much thought into this stupid video. I thought it was a cute moment, a father and son cute moment that I'd love to record one day. And I would say the same thing. I'd say, be strong, son. I'm so proud of you. Like, you can stop crying now because you're healthy and you're better now for this. As opposed, because are you going to sit there and say, just keep crying, let it out. Just keep crying. Oh, you feel better? Just keep crying. Like,
I don't think the whole purpose of it was to make him like have to try to man up and be mature about the situation. I think the father was actually okay. He understood that the kid is like 5 years old. He's obviously going to cry. I think that he was trying to change his state of mind. You know, like he needed a state change, and he wanted to. I think by telling him that, it obviously worked. He wanted to let him know that if you stop crying, like, I'll be proud of you, and you know. I really don't think he cared that much. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's just a statement too, and a slogan that people say. Like, your father's probably said to you at one point, "Be a man." Like, be
just
tough.
toughen up. I think that the issue is that the actual impact that it made on the kid was probably like nothing. Like, he, you know, it changed his it got him into like whatever he needed to do. It toughened him up. Said, "Oh, okay." Like,
he even did it too. He's like, like high five. Like, he
was pumped. And so now, like, you have, you know, thousands and thousands of comments of people reading way too far into the situation, and then it becomes a big thing. So
that tends to be the trend always. With everything.
So
the comment section is insane, and I think I wrote it down as a topic. I don't know about you guys, but I like chime in, whether it be my Facebook friends or a stupid comment on Facebook. I always type out a response, and I like delete it because I don't know. I always say. I get my point across. I'm like, you're shot. And then I always just delete it and move on with life because I know it's never worth it.
It's not gonna work. Like, what, by you typing in the comment section and like having something negative to say, even if it's like standing up for something you believe in, what is that really gonna do? Like, the people that agree with you are still gonna agree with you. They're gonna like it. They would have agreed with you either way, and you're not really gonna change too many minds. So in my opinion, it's not really, arguments aren't worth it unless you're gonna change someone's mind. Which is why I think arguing about politics 98% of the time isn't worth it. Because most of the time you're not going to change their mind. You know? How many people change their mind during the election process because of a conversation with a friend or family member? Right?
People are always pushing their own opinion.
Yeah.
I want to touch back quick. Somebody in the comment section, Alexa, said, "What would you say had it been a girl?" What would you have said? That's a good point.
I think like the message would have been the same thing, but see, that's what I was telling you before, is that people say be a man, but then the actual message inside of that is really just supposed to be tough, like suck it up.
Exactly.
And so that's like, you know.
All right, Tommy, pretend your daughter's sitting there. She's 5. She just got a shot and she's crying. What do you say?
I would say it's all right. It's all right. Calm down. You know, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Like, you know, I would say be tough.
There's nothing wrong with saying be tough.
I would say be tough. But, you know, my guy would probably say, come on, man up, you know, or something like that.
But to the feminists, you could say, you're a strong woman. Be a woman. Be tough. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Be Beyonce.
Be Beyonce. That's what I would say.
He likes Beyonce?
He's a huge Beyonce fan.
You're gaining supporters right now because I said that. Just let you know.
Tommy's getting the whole beehive to follow 2 Cups of Mike podcast.
Wow.
Tommy's a huge Beyonce fan. Tommy voted on your poll about Beyonce being overrated.
Is this
he voted no. You voted no, probably, right?
No, I voted yes.
I voted yes.
She's overrated.
So you guys think that she's overrated?
But we do respect her hustle.
Yeah. So what kind of people do you think are the ones commenting on these things? Like, do you think these are people that are introverts and they normally don't get a lot of attention from the public, or they don't have too many friends, or like even family members at home that they could talk to about these issues? Or do you think that they're people that are very outspoken, they're extroverts, or maybe a little bit of both? What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Tommy.
No, you know what it is? Like, these people end up looking too far into situation. The reality of it is they're looking for something. Okay. They're looking for a situation to kind of get involved in. I don't know. Maybe? Yeah, like Kevin and I were just talking about, and all the Kevins, we are all very
all the Kevins
overstimulated people. I can't handle it if I get, you know, more than 4 people texting me in a day. I'll just not answer. So the fact of the matter that these people are engaging in other things, I just feel like means that they're looking for things to fill their time or to stimulate their mind. And these are things that come easier to them. It's not like they have a particular interest that they might be getting involved in or whatnot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who the people are commenting.
Okay, tell me.
I look at the people commenting because you go through a thread on a Facebook video, and there's always one comment with like 5,000 likes, and they have like a vicious like, "This is moronic. This person's saying you're an asshole," and I click the comment, and the top comments on these threads, the people who go in the most. I click your page, your profile picture is always a cartoon or an animal.
Kev's a profile picture,
okay,
just to let everyone know.
It's always the dudes on Facebook that like. Their profile picture is never of who they are. It's like, this is a little rabbit, and here's a cartoon of Fairly Odd Parents.
It's like they're hiding.
Like, who are you? We don't know.
We don't know. Are these you only click on people's profile pictures if they're saying something controversial?
With the most negative, ignorant
comments?
What
if like your friend like Joe makes a status like, anyone want to come to get burgers with me? And some guy that you don't know, Steve, comments like, yeah, me. Do you click on that guy Steve's profile picture? Like, do you like stalk like?
No, I don't care.
Okay, you don't care. So you don't click on everyone's profile picture.
No, you have to stand out in a stupid way.
Okay. Wow. I kind of get what you're saying. I do the same thing at work. So like at work sometimes, I'm on social media. If someone comments something ridiculous, I have to know what they look like, and that's the thing though, because that happens on the road too. You know, like when people, even if you don't have road rage, but if someone cuts you off or they're driving really slow, right?
Like, I gotta see who this is.
You look who it is, and then you drive up, you're like, oh, typical. And
you're driving like, let's take a bet.
Yeah.
Let's take a bet. Who's behind the wheel?
No matter what.
Yeah.
And like, you could be like the most like anti-sexist, racist, ageist, like whatever it is, like
I know who this is.
Like heightist, like weightist, like whatever it is. You call them. Yeah, those aren't real terms, by the way. But whatever they look like, you're gonna judge them and criticize them for whatever it is.
No
if
matter
it's a muscular
who it is.
guy, they're like, stupid fucking roidhead.
Of course.
If it's a fat guy, be like, oh, fat ass. Of course, they suck at driving. If it's someone short, you're gonna be like, oh, he can't even reach the pedal.
Yep.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Something.
You're like, typical.
That's so true, though, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Because I feel the need to look at these people when they
as if it's going to meet some satisfaction in your head and justify the thing that they did. It's like typical.
I need to look at them. I need to know what they look like. Why are you looking at me?
You want to know.
I just want to know, yeah. I need to know, like, what they look like. I need to know, like, their background, like, maybe, like, to see if, like, they're angry, you know, if it's, like, something
It's always good to put a face to the action or name of somebody. Yeah. The best is when somebody you don't know, like, you hear a rumor of somebody who did something, like, god-awful or, like, savage, and, like, you put a face to the name, you meet them, and you're just like, what the hell?
Like, really? And sometimes it doesn't piece together.
Yeah, sometimes it's shot.
Doesn't piece together.
Wait, so really quick, I know like we went from like one topic to another, but just to get back to like the whole kid thing, like the kid getting a shot at the doctor and the dad telling him to be a man, I don't want to forget this. There's like been this big thing over the last couple of years about participation trophies. And I don't know if it's not a big deal to me, but I know for a lot of people it's a big deal. And then some people it's not necessarily a big deal. They don't like toss and turn at night like some people do, but they have a strong opinion on it. And I wanted to see like what you guys think about it first, and then I'm going to follow you up because I have something to say about this whole participation trophies thing.
Tommy, go first because I just chimed out.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kevin and I were actually talking about before. Like, I brought up the James Harrison thing. Where
I don't know about this.
Yeah, he ended up taking his kid. I think he was in a like football tournament or soccer tournament or something, and earned a trophy. And James Harrison took the kid's trophy and said, "I'm not giving my kids participation awards.
Wow,
that's not how I got to where I was."
Okay.
And I don't know. I firmly believe that there shouldn't be, you know, just rewards for doing things. You know, obviously, like, you want to congratulate the kid for giving his best effort, but there always has to be a higher goal there.
Right.
So, I don't know. Like, I just bring back wrestling.
Yeah.
You didn't get on the mat if you didn't win.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
Right.
Know?
No.
So,
But do you think they would give out participation trophies if there was, I mean, I'm sure there are, but I don't know if you were involved in it, a wrestling league for ages from like 7 to 10 or 7 to 13? Like really like pee-wee wrestling?
Yeah.
Would you get a participation trophy? I know you're not going to get it in high school, but that's the same thing with high school football. You don't get participation trophies after a certain age. I think 6th grade was like the last time I got one.
Yeah, I know. I think they did, to be honest. Like, I refereed like junior kids wrestling and things like that, and they would give out. You know what it was though? They would give out like bronzes. Actually, this always made me mad because they would give out bronzes all the way up until third place, and the bronze would be the participation, but then like the one bronze would have third place on the back, so you couldn't even really tell the difference. And then obviously they give out silver and gold. So
I think I'm right there with you. I'm thinking back to I played soccer since I was 3, and every year at the end, everyone gets to go up on the podium, and they call your name, and they bring you across, and you get your trophy in front of everybody. Everyone got one. And as a parent, when my kids play sports, I'm not going to be concerned at the end of the season if they get a trophy. In the sense that if they're not winning the championship, that they have to know how that feels. Am I pumped? I'm proud of you if you gave your all. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like the trophy isn't going to make or break whether or not your child becomes a star athlete. You know what I mean? Because you look at Michael Jordan getting cut from his high school team. That's what made him Michael Jordan. Yeah. You know, and don't get me wrong, like, congratulating your child on a great season, like, taking him out to dinner, like, we're proud of you, like, you did so great. Like, that's the reward. Like, it's interaction where you're talking. Yeah. You know, saying, here you go, you did great. It's an object. I don't know what kind of conditioning we're putting on our kids. I mean, in the comment section, I don't know what we're getting at or what people are saying.
Okay, so I'm going to disagree with you guys a little bit to some extent. So Please. I do agree with you, Kevin, in the sense that I'm not going to be concerned if my child doesn't get a participation trophy for finishing in 5th place, right? But I will tell you, when I played Little League Baseball, I finished, my team was always horrendous, right? Most of the time. So I played like 5 or 6 years from like kindergarten to 6th grade. We won like 2 to 3 games like each year. So probably like a total of less than 10 wins like throughout my elementary school career. Really sad. Really sad. My team always finished in last place. I always had fun. I always have a good time. Now, at the end of the season, they would give us all a trophy, but they would give us little trophies. They were baby miniature trophies. Now, you would see kids that you went to school with who got the championship trophies. The trophies were huge. And it said, like, you know, world champions, even though it was, like, a Little League Baseball and whatnot. It's like, world champions. And it was a monster trophy. And you saw that, and you were like, that's what I want. I want that monster trophy. I want to win. I didn't care. When I held the little trophy, I didn't care. I probably wouldn't have cared if I didn't get a trophy. I guess, in retrospect, maybe, like, now that I think about it, like, being that I was so immature, maybe I would have been upset. I don't know. But, like, it just, I don't think it really affects the kids too much. Because I think the reason why people have an issue with participation trophies is because they think when you get older, you're just always going to think that all these millennials are going to think that you're entitled to something. And I don't necessarily agree with that because I wanted the championship trophy, right? So hear this. So my last year, I was going to go out like Jerome Bettis, like Strahan, like Jay-Z. I was going to go out. My team was the Expos. We were undefeated. We didn't lose a game all year. We went to the World Series, and we lost. My friend Brian Reardon threw a no-hitter against us, I think. We lost 3-0. Oh, my God. I cried in my glove, and I thought, I'm like, all right, now, we didn't win the championship, so we're not going to get a big trophy. But we finished in 2nd place. We still made it to the World Series. I'm going to get, like, a medium-sized trophy. No, it was still a little, tiny miniature trophy. And, again, like, it showed that, like,
it's what you earned.
It's what I earned. But, like, I didn't care. It didn't affect me. It didn't make me, you know me, you guys know me. I don't walk around like I'm entitled. And I'm also not, like, ungrateful or, like, I don't walk around. I think that people who are ungrateful are people that walk around like they're entitled. It has more of their upbringing family-wise. Yeah. So I think that if you're raised by good parents and you grow up and your parents raise you the right way, or like not only your parents but your friends, like the people you hang out with in school growing up, I think that has more of an impact than like what kind of trophy you get in Little League. I'm sorry, I really don't think it has that much effect because you still feel bad if you don't win. You know what I mean? Like if you're a competitive kid like I was, and you know sports, and you're a smart kid, and you know that winning would make you happy, and you don't win, you still.
And the best part is every kid is so different that you had kids who got that little trophy and they're hyped. And they don't really care. Yeah. And that just shows you how different every kid is. Now, I want your opinion, the two of you, because there's something else I want to touch back on with the participation trophies. But what's worse, the participation trophy or most improved player award?
Oh. What's worse?
Yeah. Like,
wait, why is that bad, though?
Yeah, why is that?
It's always the awkward one once you get to a higher level.
Okay.
It's like, because it's like, here's the shittiest player on the team. Like, I've witnessed, like, kids playing soccer, like, they're the ones who got the most improved player, aka like you're not a starter and you're never gonna be.
Did you play soccer,
but
Tommy?
you improved.
No, I never played
See,
soccer.
we didn't do that. I played football and baseball.
Yeah.
We didn't do that in football and baseball.
It
So
wasn't
maybe-
all the time throughout my career, but
Wrestling.
like it was in middle school, maybe like JV, like 8th grade, 9th grade. It's like most improved player.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
Or is that a good award? You think?
I would interpret it as a good one.
Right.
Obviously, I think it depends on like the context. There's context to every situation that we're talking about.
Right.
Certainly, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, let that be known.
So I don't know. I always thought that the most improved player was something that'd be good. There is definitely something to be said for somebody who starts at a much lower floor than some
Started
of the
from
other
the bottom.
players. Literally, and can get to medium high. You know, no, I'm serious. That person is pumped beyond belief. You know, we talk about it with even some of our guys. Like, there will be guys who we talk to, some of our friends who end up going to the gym, and we have like a lifting group meet. And there are people who, you know, we would crap on. You know, I'm going to give a shout out to John Tymek,
Yeah,
right?
give it to him.
People who crap on John Tymek, and he's been going to his powerlifting gym and he's been putting up numbers lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so he must feel so incredible about himself. You know what I'm saying? He's crushing it right now. And, you know, does he put up the same numbers as, say, maybe our friend Darian or something like that?
Right.
No, but Darian's a little bit bigger. He's been lifting a little bit longer.
Yep.
And so there's something to be said for the person who's making incremental jumps like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's nice for it to be appreciated because it like definitely encourages them to keep hustling. There's definitely just awkward moments. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying from my perspective, like everyone knew like when we were younger, it's like, all right, like Timmy John, like most improved player, and we're all like, yay, but we all know in reality like they're just being nice. Like I've seen that occur. But most improved, like giving a shout out to your boy that like actually hustled, that started from the bottom, and they make their way up. Like that's obviously appreciated.
I could see how it could be awkward, though. You know,
I've witnessed awkward situations personally.
Right.
Not saying I disagree. I think that being like improving is something to be acknowledged. But I've witnessed some awkward situations with it.
Yeah, I actually feel like Little League is really tough on kids though in general, no matter what sport you play, because depending on how good you are, it could really boost your confidence and then give you a big ego. Or it could really lower your confidence. Yeah. So, like, I was a pretty good, like, fielder in baseball, but I couldn't hit for the life of me. So, like, my coaches would always tell me, like, oh, yeah, we're going to put you out. Like, we need some defense. But, like, I couldn't hit. So, like, I would always either get, like, benched or I would bat, like, ninth. And it made me feel like such, like, a lesser kid. Like, I felt inferior. Yeah, I felt inadequate compared to the other kids.
A lesser Kev.
Yeah, a lesser Kev. What else is there, right? But like I have to ask you, Tommy. So like lately, like for the last couple of years that I've known you, you've been on this crazy grind, like just with like going to the gym nonstop, like completely changing your body, and in addition to that, just like the work grind, like waking up at 4 a.m., going to the gym, and then heading to the city, and then even like prior to that, when we were in college. The plans to like get into actuary science,
DKE president of the fraternity,
and then you go on to like Columbia University to get your master's. Like, what motivates you? Like, where did that ambition come from?
I don't know.
Do you think it had anything to do with your upbringing? Was it growing up you felt like you were unhappy, like maybe you were a chubby kid, or I don't know, I didn't know you, or and then maybe like you never felt smart, and then that's what inspired you to want to go to Columbia and study actuary? And all that?
No, I think it definitely had a lot to do with my upbringing. I would say it's a couple different factors between. I would say there's like high school and growing up and all the way up until that age, and then there's about college. And I would say a couple things, like physically, I feel like what drives me is almost the fact that I didn't succeed very well in wrestling. I was never bad, but at the same token, I never like was top of my class. You know what I'm saying? So physically, it's like I want to be dominant in something, you know? So if it's going to a powerlifting meet, like I recently competed powerlifting meet in Ohio.
Went out to Ohio, right?
Yeah, went out to Corey G's gym in Ohio.
Yes.
And just doing things like that, like that's pretty motivating because it's like this is the opportunity that I missed when I was younger.
So there was no defining moment that you'd say you like time to turn it on.
I would say that
I feel like mono.
Yeah, I had mono when I was in grad school, at least speaking from like a physical standpoint, when I wanted to get back into like a physical shape.
Yeah, specifically that.
Yeah, I had mono, I guess, when I was the year after my senior year, so maybe like 2 years ago. And I just felt weak, depleted. I realized to myself, like, I literally had a newfound appreciation for walking and moving around, and like, because Kevin's had mono too, and it's
we had it at the same time, but it hit us differently.
Yeah, it
like
was
like he recovered and like he like felt better than ever.
Yeah,
my mono was like last for like a year.
Was there a common link? Like, why did you guys get mono at the same
time? Honestly, I have no clue.
No,
like, I could like pinpoint a few different things, but like I've looked back on my time chart.
Yeah.
And there's actually no explanation because like, it could have been this, and it could have been multiple things. Like because it was like coming off a time period in my life where I was drinking and like going out partying, so I'm sharing drinks with people. And
Tommy may have been doing the same.
Yeah, no, So I mean, I think that was partly the I guess like the refound.
I had to get a blood test, you know. I had to confirm
recent,
it.
Yeah,
and you got another one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm afraid of the doctor, so that's the physical. I
so am I. I am also. Are you a hypochondriac, Tommy, too?
No,
you don't care.
No, I don't think I'm sick unless like I get like every once in a while I'll get a certain sick feeling and it'll give me like that PTSD like when I like first woke up that with like mono. Like when I had mono, it didn't like gradually come on. It was like something's wrong. And like that one time before that, about like 3 or 4 years prior to that, I had pneumonia, and it was that same like initial feeling where you're like, oh god, like something's about to happen, and you're out of commission. I was out of commission both times for about 4 weeks, so
it's crazy. Health is so insane.
No, it's
so
wild.
That's your physical grind. We've seen your insane improvements and hustle with that, but like we've discussed post college transitions on the podcast, and a lot of people on the show like chime in. They're our demographic for the most part, and even older, you know. So I think you've been the most impressive to me as somebody just a little bit older than us. You graduated before us. Your transition out of college, I think, was the most enjoyable to witness, like as our boy, because like we're all doing it and we all get there at different points, you know. But wouldn't you say like Tommy's transition out of college was impressive?
Very impressive. Probably the most impressive.
Like people just all
he's
get
being
there.
So bashful now.
He's being a good guy. But like, what would you say? Like you graduate college. What were you thinking? Like, do I go get a job? Do I go on vacation, disappear for a few months? Am I scared? Like, what were you thinking specifically?
I was actually immediately after college was probably like one of like the worst.
Because some people they're lost. You know, I was.
That's it. No, and that's why like every time that I've ever felt like I guess quote unquote lost in my life. First of all, I'm never very like outspoken about it or anything like that, but if I've ever felt that way, that's like a time where it triggers reaction and you say, okay, I need to fix it, or how am I gonna like backpedal and figure out a game plan to get out of this. So you know, I studied actuarial science in college.
Not an easy thing to do.
And I passed the test, but I missed a certain time frame to kind of get a job or to make it easier to make yourself known to these big companies. And I know one of my things was, okay, I just spent all this time, I need to get a job. And that's what kind of triggered like a need for studying for a GRE and then studying for another actuary exam. You know, getting into Columbia and saying like, I'm going to, you know, push myself to go to school.
Right.
And then going through that whole process.
So you stayed moving.
Yeah. You know, there was always something and you need to, there's like a lapse in time. Sometimes you can take a little bit of time to kind of think about your stuff. But you feel it when that lapse of time is there and you feel a little stagnant. Well, you're somebody who's motivated and driven, so it's there. Some people stay wandering a bit, which is fine. We all get there at different points. One of the questions in the live feed just now was, what were Tommy's parents' expectations for him? Like, I assume, like, growing up to get to the hustle that you have now. Well, I think that, that was another thing, is that I didn't necessarily have high expectations. Yep. You know, my mother's a nurse and my father sells cars. And there was certainly like a lot of, I guess, pressure, not pressure, but like a lot of influence in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Like my father sold cars and my mother was a nurse and she had a consistent job. So she was always like, hey, you know, get a consistent job, get something with a really good salary, X, Y, Z. So that was something what I kind of, you know, put into the thought of, oh, well, I'll do actuarial or whatever it is. I wanted to make sure I was making consistent good money. So that was a big priority. And then it was just other opportunities that, like, I think that while your parents teach you a lot of what to do, they also teach you of, like, the things that they might have missed out on. You know, like, I know my father was thinking about law school at one time and decided not to do that. I said, oh, well, you know what? Instead of saying to myself, let me skip out on school now, like, just suck it up and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learn from certain things that they might have missed out on or not taking the opportunity with, so...
I love it.
Wow.
I mean, it's one of the main reasons we brought you on as
Yeah.
our first guest. We respect your hustle. We appreciate it. We respect you
thanks,
as a
guys.
dude, as a human being,
Yeah.
as a man.
Yeah.
So drop a random topic on us, Kev. Let's change it up here.
All right. Well, really quickly, because Tommy's our guest,
Oh.
Okay.
and the last
Give us
time
something
I
to
really,
ask him.
yeah, no. Well, the last time I really hung out with Tommy for a long time like this was on the cruise. So
Good time. We went
all
on a
three
cruise.
of us and 15 others. Were there 18 total?
18 of us.
So
crap,
us three
yeah.
and 15 total, in our fraternity, went on the cruise this summer.
18 fraternity brothers.
And it was 8
was 20.
days. 8 days. Was it 20?
Was it 20?
18
I
or
think we
20?
had. I think
Wow,
we had
we're
20.
dropping a few
So-
here.
so
We had
anyway,
20. It was a
We had a
squad.
lot. Yeah, we had
It
a
was a
big,
squad.
There's a
big
few of
crew. We
us.
went on a carnival cruise to the Bahamas, and it was really fun. But some of the things that went on the cruise were surprising, insane, and
Never let your
mind blowing.
girlfriend go on a cruise.
Yeah.
Dude.
So yeah, that's the main. Never let your girlfriend go on a cruise. So
It's just raunchy.
And I'm
I'm,
not saying-
glad to say that none of this is our
yes,
actions. That's
yes,
the best
Let
part.
it be known. Let it be known. We're gonna put that out there as a disclaimer.
Yeah.
But just some of the things that went on this cruise were crazy, and I was asking them before the podcast, and we promised each other that we would save our thoughts for it. Do you guys think that people go on cruises because they're looking for love or hookup or just any type of satisfaction mentally where they could stimulate themselves, or do you think that it kind of just happens once you go on? You know what? I really want to go on vacation. I've been working hard in school. I've been working hard at work. I really want to get away. I love the Bahamas. I love warm weather. Let's go on a cruise. And then when they get there, they're just like, you know what? I want to live. So I want to cheat on my significant other. I want to drink till I literally die.
No,
And
you
get-
couldn't on
and-
Carnival. The drink package sucked.
Yeah,
Drink-
there's a limit on this unlimited
But
drink
then
pack.
a
Yeah.
dude died on the top deck. He was
I should be
33.
laughing about that.
Now-
Should be like-
I think that
You thought he meant not
no, I
drunk.
didn't,
Yeah.
yeah.
He actually died.
Yeah.
he actually
passed
died. Yeah. So I wonder if people get so out of control crazy because they're looking to do that. This is their getaway. This is their moment, or if it just kind of happens once they get there. I don't know. For
Tell us
me,
how you feel.
when I go on vacation,
You're emotional
I
right
just
now.
wanna-
Tell us how you
I just-
feel.
I just want to get away and have fun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I go there. I try to relax actually as much as possible. So I'm different, unlike most people. I guarantee you guys are probably gonna feel different than me. And I already been on 19 vacations with Kevin, so I know I feel differently. When I go away, I just want to relax. So when I go away on vacation, I kind of just want to sit there and do nothing. If I'm in a nice place, I want to lay out, get tan, listen to music, drink some beer, have really good conversation, and then maybe at night go to a club or a bar or something like that. But most people I go on vacation with want to do activities. They want to do excursions. They want to do stuff that involves running and playing a sport
Yeah.
and moving their body
Entertainment, yeah.
and entertainment and play games and all this stuff. And it's the same thing at parties. I don't like to play games and all that. So I wanted to get your take on this because I just in general
You're feeling some type of way.
yeah, what kind of vacation person are you? And then give me some thoughts. It's a two-part question. What are your
Well,
thoughts? on-
Tommy's different from both of us, so let him go first.
Yeah. So I need
in
your
what sense?
okay.
Going into the cruise initially?
going
you
into
saying?
the cruise.
What's a good vacation for you in the sense that we witnessed you go to the gym almost every day on
Oh,
Wait,
vacation?
you went to the gym every day on the cruise? I didn't even know this.
He was at the frickin' gym. He was taking naps in his room.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw him on the sun deck, by the pool once. What do you do on a cruise?
So
No,
Tommy
I-
wants to get stuff done. He has to continue to be productive.
Yeah.
I think he was tired a lot too
I
from
was-
the food intake.
Oh my god. All right. Dieting for a cruise is probably the worst thing I've done.
Because you're not training to eat.
Yeah, the cruise food did not accept. It didn't compute at all. So that wasn't good. The other thing is that second of all, you gain it all back on a cruise, so it's not even worth it, honestly, in retrospect. But it was just different because it's for me, we kept talking about I was just sick and tired of waking up for an entire week at 4 a.m, going to the gym and
Yep.
doing all these things. So I wanted to be able to wake up when I wanted, get up, just be in the sun.
Mhm.
I have a desk job, I want to be out in the sun.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a big component
Yeah.
too.
You
and just
prepared for the
relaxing.
sun too.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
week.
I did.
He prepped
I
a
did.
little.
I prepped a little.
We've all
But-
prepped before vacation in a tanning bed.
Yeah, it
Not me.
it looked good though. It looked good.
He looked good.
It looked good.
I've gone
He
tanning
did look
too.
good. He
I've
did.
gone
Yeah.
tanning too.
That's what you wanted to get the pre-tan. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta.
So, anyways, no, it was just I think in another aspect for me, it was different because I was single going onto the cruise at the time. And you know what? I think I actually shared like a very similar mindset though. While that was at the same.
Dude, we had deep discussions sitting by the bar. Like I know you and I spoke by the bar for like 2 hours one night, and we were just like mind blown at the behavior.
Yeah.
And I was opening up to you about how happy I was that I had the relationship that I have. And I was like on this cruise ship, and we were surrounded by savages.
Wait, let it be known, because I have to share this really quickly. I'll try to keep it as discreet as possible. But there was a girl
specific story. Go ahead.
We did not know this girl, but there was a girl who on the last night of the cruise, it was like 2 a.m. She came from upstairs in her cabin downstairs to the nightclub on the last night in sweatpants, and wind up sleeping with another man. Now, you might think, okay, what's wrong with that? The problem is her boyfriend was upstairs. So, now, Helene commented and said something about, I understand having fun on vacation. But cheating seriously?
This is
going
past beyond that.
So, yeah, there it is. But cheating seriously? Yes, seriously. And not only cheating, her boyfriend was upstairs. Sleeping. So, imagine being on a cruise with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and they're like, "Oh, honey, I'm gonna go downstairs and get a drink. I'm gonna go get ice cream, and I'll be right back." And then they come back hours later, and they cuddle back up in bed with you, and they just had sex with another girl or another guy. Isn't that insane? And like, how do you do that? Like,
you have to understand.
Minds were blown.
That's my worst nightmare.
That's scary. Like, I couldn't believe.
That's my worst nightmare. The girl I love, my girlfriend that I'm faithful to. I'm in bed. She says she's going to go downstairs quick.
You have no idea.
Something's beeping in this room. Are we under attack? All right, we're good to go. She goes downstairs, meets some random dude, has sex with him, leaves, say, later, dude.
Yeah.
Then you crawl back into bed with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, that's my nightmare.
Yeah.
And this is nobody we knew, but like everyone's on the cruise is friendly, so like we met people, and this was somebody we didn't know personally, but she literally did this.
I can't, but I couldn't.
Like it was real.
I couldn't fathom that. And it didn't matter, girl, guy, girl. I just couldn't believe that her boyfriend was on the ship.
Yeah, that's next level savage.
And she would say it too.
Yep.
Yeah, like she would say, "My boyfriend's here."
Unless she was lying. You know what I mean? Unless she was a pathological liar.
Why would she want to lie about that?
Yeah. No. We had conversations with the mom of the boyfriend.
You must have. Holy crap!
No, you don't remember?
I feel like I wasn't on this cruise. Like all the guys like met like families, and I feel like I met no one.
Yeah, I feel like we were like
me and Kev were
low-key.
I don't know where we were.
The girl like said hi and said like I was like, "Oh, who's this? Your mom?" And she goes, "Oh, this is my boyfriend's mom."
So she's with the boyfriend's family.
I was so weirded out. I was like, "Oh, this I gotta get out of this situation." I didn't like. There was no amount of alcohol too.
Imagine the boyfriend's family found out, and like that ride home from Manhattan. Let's say they were a Long Island family like us. Imagine like driving them home the next day, and just like, all right, see you never again. You cheated on my son with another guy on the cruise while we were
Let the record show that we know for a fact. Because some people are like, maybe she said she slept with somebody. Let it know. We know for a fact that she did. Like, based off evidence that we don't need to go into. Mm-hmm. Like, it just happened.
Yeah, we did our research, guys.
We know what happened.
Yeah. Statistical findings.
So, go on a cruise with your girlfriend or boyfriend and just trust each other and love each other and have fun.
Yeah, now that was the most extreme.
But we did. I've been on 2 cruises, and I've witnessed like you meet people and they're friendly.
Oh yeah.
Like I've witnessed people that are married and they're like, yeah, like my significant other, like they're home, but they're like, I'm on a cruise, and like I watch them like hook up with people. They're married.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on, but like you said, like you're on vacation. Like what's the mindset that people go into it and they're like, I want to have fun. And they think, like, because they're away, it somehow opens up the possibilities of doing these things that they wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they're obviously hurting at home, and they have their own internal issues that they're battling, but I feel like once they go away, they suddenly get a
The thing is, people aren't happy.
sense of confidence.
People are not happy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's quite scary. But
it's not
a
normal thing.
Yeah.
Change the topic.
But Kev, someone ran over a cone at a church.
Guys, I went to church on Sunday, True North. It's my home church. It's my go-to. And I pull into the parking lot with my girlfriend. And it's like super friendly parking lot. They have like people in there like instructing people because it gets jam-packed sometimes. So it's really cool. So there's cones. Somebody in a Honda Accord is like gray.
Not me.
Okay. They went into the parking lot and like they instruct you where to go. And we're sitting there watching like everybody walk by. We're waiting to go in because we're early. This guy turns the corner, hits the cone with like a sign above it, like instructing where to go. Brrr, runs it over and keeps going. And they walked past it and left it.
Wow.
They didn't care about the cone.
What kind of cone? Like a small...
An orange big cone.
Do you think they might be like embarrassed that they did
I think they tried to play it
they,
off,
like,
you know. But I feel like if I did that,
like...
I'd be so like freaked out that it happened. Like I'd quickly like, go over and like pick it up and be like, "Oh my gosh, like I just did this."
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about something similar that I did once.
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was on my way home to my house about a year ago. It was a Sunday morning. Rain was pouring, and I
What
was
the hell?
No, the rain was pouring. It was a sunny day actually, and I was driving on Route 109 in West Babylon, and there was a garbage bag, a black garbage bag in the middle of the road. Now, for all I know, this could have been something very dangerous, right? Like you could fit a lot of bad things in a
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, you could fit
Put
a
bodies
body
in a bag.
in a garbage bag. Now, I didn't think it was a body or anything. I could tell that there was stuff in it. Like, it literally looked like garbage. But I was worried because I also drive a Honda Accord, which is very weird, so it must be an Accord thing. Now, as I was passing this garbage bag, I didn't know what to do because I was gonna run over it. You know how you normally would run over something without your tires because you want to kind of hover over it. So if these are your wheels and this is the garbage bag, you want to hover over it. But I was worried that it was so thick that it would get stuck on the bottom of my car. So I'm like, I'm gonna hit it with my tire. So I swerved and I hit it with my tire, and there were soda cans and beer cans. And when I hit it, they went everywhere. It looked like New Year's Eve, like when the confetti drops in Times Square. It went everywhere. And I literally made a ruckus, like all over I caused a ruckus all over Route 109. Were there people honking and swerving?
Good.
There were garbage cans.
How are you supposed to take care of that?
Right.
And I like
That's
went home
fair
and I
game.
was like, I turned on News 12 because I wanted to see if like anyone got into a car accident. Like, was I responsible for someone's death? You know,
It's fair game, Kev.
Yeah.
I think what you did is fair game. Don't worry. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Because when you said someone ran over a cone at a church, I had no idea where you were going with that.
No,
Yeah,
it's all good. But I just thought it was funny. The way that it went down was like awkward, and we're in a church parking lot.
I need to know why there's going to be a party when you die, though. Tommy and I were very confused about that.
Wait, I like wrote it down. Went to go to the bathroom. You guys were confused as to what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah, I was like,
It's on the
why is
agenda.
this
You have
here?
party when KP dies.
Listen, it's on record now. I've said it to my loved ones, but now it's on record. It's going to be on the internet. Let it be known.
Oh.
When I die, if I die young, whenever my time comes, I do not want a traditional funeral or wake. It's lame and
Yes.
it's miserable.
Yes.
And no one wants to go.
Facts.
You know something's wrong when, like, say your grandma dies and your friends, you tell them, like, hey guys, like, you don't have to, like, don't feel bad. You don't have to come. It's boring. It's. I don't want you guys to feel like awkward. That's not the point here. Other cultures celebrate death.
Yeah.
Because they're not celebrating the death, they're celebrating the life of the person.
Yeah.
So why make your last memories spent with the remains of a human being? They're so miserable, dude. Like, neither of you can tell me right now that you get hyped and, like, you're like, you love going to these things.
No.
It's always awkward.
It sucks. It's just, and everyone makes it a sucky thing. So there's going to be a party in a hall for me. It's on record. This is what I want my loved ones. If you do not do this, you dishonor me and my life. I'm not kidding. Like, I swear. Like, I want a freaking DJ. Like, anybody who shows up in black and they're pissed, like, you are dishonoring me.
It's a white party. Just
You're
for that
being
purpose.
disrespectful. Yeah,
it's a whole white party.
Yeah, all white. Seriously, guys, like, come on. Like, I get that people are upset that your loved ones are gone, and sometimes it's really tragic situations, and it's really heartbreaking. I'm not saying that, because sometimes people die really unexpectedly, and it's not cool and scary. But I'm saying for me specifically, when I die, I don't care what the circumstances are. It's what I want.
Yeah.
And you have to respect it.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like uncomfortable going to
every
funeral?
single one.
But like when you're not in that same mindset. So for instance, if it's like a distant relative where you're going, or you weren't close with the person you go, and you're kind of not in that state, like sometimes I feel bad interacting with family in that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm trying to like actually catch up with somebody that I was talking to, like I'm normally like a happy-go-lucky person.
Yeah.
If I'm kind of talking to them, I'm a little bit more upbeat, and I don't know if that's inappropriate or not.
You also are a type of guy who functions in a higher state and frequency. So when you walk into such a morbid and low frequency location, it's just like, oh my god, like you feel awkward if you act happy. You feel awkward acting happy and normal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I was.
You have personal experience with this?
Yeah. So I think I kind of helped. I don't know if I brought this idea to you all together, because like you said, other cultures do celebrate death, and like everyone treats death differently. But I remember telling you about my dad's side of the family versus my mom's side
I was
of the
amazed
family.
by this story.
So both of my grandparents on my dad's side of the family passed away when I was very young, when I was 10 years old and 11 years old. And my grandma on my mom's side still alive. My grandpa passed away in 2011, a couple of years ago, and they were so different. So on my mom's side of the family, we had a wake and a funeral, and it was so sad, and it was all I wanted to do was just sit there and cry and be sad and think about sad things, and it was a lot. It was a lot of money. So my dad's side of the family did it differently. When my grandparents died, separately, when my grandpa died first, they had a memorial service at the church. So they were actually Presbyterian, and they were very well known at their church in Port Jeff. So what they did was they waited a month. So you give a month of, it's a great time to to not necessarily get over it, if you will, because you're always
heal
gonna
and
miss them,
process,
but to heal, yeah. And they just had like a good month to soak in the sadness and then move forward.
Right.
And then a month after their death, they had a memorial service where they had pictures of them and they had videos of them and all the great things they accomplished in their life. They picked out their best friends, their closest family members, and they all spoke about my grandpa and my grandma, like how they affected them, how they impacted each other, what kind of impact they had on their lives, and it was great, and it was such a happy thing. Like, there may be a few people that still cry, but mostly everyone was happy, and then they had food after, they had this big buffet, and it was just so much better in both circumstances, so you have that month off, and then you just celebrate.
And I don't mean to hate on people's customs.
No,
if that's the way you want to do
that's
it,
the way you
I'm not like that's the way you want to do it. I'm saying for me personally, this is what's going down.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
I just want to make it known, Facebook and YouTube peeps, if you share this video, make sure when you share it that you're clicking top right, making it a public share to your page. Otherwise, no one else is going to see it, because we appreciate every person that does share.
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there because we said it a few times, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say. I'm going to go.
So do you have like a preference, Tommy, on what you want? Do you know what you want yet when you're done?
Oh yeah.
Are you ready for death?
For death?
Are you first? Are you afraid of it?
That was last week's big topic.
I guess. Yeah. No. I the only logical answer for me is yes, and I am afraid of it. I'm afraid of a lack of time. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's things that I want to accomplish. Yeah, I feel like there's things that like I want to do, and there's things I want to accomplish. Like half the things that I'll write down on the list, like, all right, things that I want to do, like, it's just like, if I were to die and I didn't do this, I'd be like, oh, I wish I had done that. You know what I'm saying? So, just the fact that time's running out, I still believe that I have plenty of time, and there's some people who even think that, like, your only window of time to do anything in life is, like, 20 to 30, and then that's it. Yeah, like, even just from, like, 20 to 80, you know what I mean? There's plenty of things that you can do during that time, but even still, that's too short, you know what I mean?
I said the same thing. I'm just afraid to die before I get where I'm going.
Yeah, that's what...
And then I'll greet death like an old
That's
friend.
what it is, yep. As soon as you get where you're going, but that's that's the catch-22. Are you ever where you want to be?
No, Tommy.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Never going to be there.
You're never content.
Because it's never enough. So second part of that is, what kind of funeral does Tommy Matthews want?
Yeah. Or does he want a funeral? Or does he want more of a memorial service? Or does he want to be frozen so he keeps his
Tell us.
same
that's,
body?
That'd be pretty cool. If I could be like Walt Disney.
They're going to keep Tommy's brain. Like they did Einstein.
That would be
like,
sick. Because he's got so much going on up there.
There's a lot.
There's
a
too
lot.
much going on.
They're going to freak out.
They're
going to study it for science.
Now,
literally.
Like, Tommy, I was going to ask you, because I have ADD, right?
Yes.
So I'm very overstimulated, and I don't know if you do or not, but I get sidetracked a lot, to the point where if I'm having a conversation with someone, people get angry at me because I miss key points in their story or the discussion. and therefore, after the discussion is over, I will ask a question,
And they said it.
and they already stated what the answer was, and then they say, "Were you paying attention?" Do you have those type of moments because you're so overstimulated, you kind of daydream, or no? Do you feel like you're really focused?
I think it definitely depends on the story too. Like if it's a more lengthy story, or if I have like a high volume of things coming at me at once, then yes. I mean, have I been like diagnosed with ADD or like ADHD? Yes. Like that's like the truth of the matter. This is why like I also, try and study different things. I'm huge into science and biology and all these different things, and I'm constantly self-experimenting with how I could make. Yeah.
What kind of self-experiments?
So no, like I do all types of things regarding like insulin sensitivity, carbohydrates, ketogenic dieting. I'm looking for ways to maximize how I can increase my focus naturally. I don't want to be pinned down to a drug, and there's also different habits and things that you can practice too. I have so many lists. First of all, I hate being on my phone all the time, although I am on my phone all the time.
I feel the same way.
It's a resource.
There's so many lists and tools and things, Google Drive, everything that I use to try and stay organized. And if I'm not organized, that's when, I have problems and I start to kind of get awry. I can't focus
so
unless
organization
something's done.
helps you a lot.
Yeah, I always have to jot things down.
You're mapped out, bro.
Once I put it down someplace else, then it's not in my head anymore, and then that kind of alleviates
a little bit of clarity.
So it's always just trying to find a better way to kind of combat that. And there is ways, So I don't want to be tied down or pinned to a certain title because I think that's so stupid.
And then because you become that.
Yeah, you become that, and then
if you tell yourself that's what you are, that's what you'll be.
Or you're just like it's just like a cop out or something.
Yeah,
that's it. Exactly.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
So forcing yourself to be more organized has really helped you.
Yeah, and just even like I said that that's just like a thing that you can do. And then like the biological things that making sure that you get enough sleep. Making sure that you're hydrated, like all these different things, like all your
the things that people overlook, right?
Yeah, like physiological needs are met, then you're able to kind of be more aware and
go from there.
Yeah, literally. Like you want to put yourself in that peak state first, and then you're in better shape.
I say the same exact thing for anybody, whether it be I'm having some anxiety lately, or I can't fall asleep, or I can't focus. I think I have ADHD. I'm not saying that they don't need a diagnosis through the DSM. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, all right, maybe there's some things you should do first. Let's check your sleep. Let's check your hydration.
Yeah.
Are
you
eating
like shit? Right. Like those are the things you look to first, because those are the things messing up your body.
Yeah. That's why, that's
and then go from there.
Like that's why, like if I were to ever pursue, now somebody call me out in the comments if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Like that's why if I were to pursue like a medical, like a doctorate degree or something like that, I would go DO more than MD. And as far as my understanding is, like a DO is a more holistic approach to healing. So I would assume that they point out more things like Kevin said. Are you eating right? Are you sleeping right? All these different things. Half the time you go to the doctor, they mention those things, but then there's always a pill at the end.
Yeah, they're like, you can try this. They have it in their drawer.
And then it's like it's something. Actually, this is a big thing too with medications. Is that there are so many different medications where it like there could be a million side effects, but you only have to please a certain percentage of the people taking it to get a positive. So what happens is they're really placing that bet that this is going to give you a positive without weighing so many of the negative side effects.
Yeah,
like there's
Big Pharma doesn't care about each person. That's just a fact. Yeah,
it's just stupid, and it's like half the side effects are ridiculous, and they're always mumbled at the end of a commercial, like penis may explode at the end. It's not like
it's scary.
It's not good things, Yeah. So you just have to pray to God that you're not one of the people who's like absorbing a side effect.
This is crazy.
Like that, so.
Absolutely. How did we get here?
Yeah, we got here from ADD.
Yeah.
Ironically.
But, like, to go, Helene mentioned in the comments.
Keep us on topic.
You typically, I don't think a doctor would label someone to have ADD or ADHD or any type of disease or any type of illness. I think they would actually have to run tests first and come to, like,
they gave me a slip of paper.
You know
circle the answers.
You know who's diagnosed this and labeled?
Yeah.
What was that?
They gave me a slip of paper that say, "Do you lose your car keys easily?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So you took a test on paper, and that's how they diagnosed it?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I was really young, I actually went to a neurologist, so it was a little more advanced, and they actually ran tests on my brain. Like I had to
what the hell?
Wow. Yeah, I hooked up wires and everything.
Little Kevin King.
Yeah. And on top of that, then I would take tests on the computer that focuses on my motor skills and all of that. But even still, to that extent, it's always a choice too. Even if they prescribe it, I don't want to blame the doctor. It doesn't mean that they're a bad doctor because they're not necessarily saying you should take medicine. They're giving you a choice. You could say, okay, thank you for informing me that I have ADD, but I still don't want to take medicine. They're not going to fight you over it.
And then we blame the doctors because I'm thinking here, who labels and diagnoses the most? All everyday people, dude. Yeah, freaking parents, teachers. Those are the ones. Those are the ones throwing names around. They're like, oh no, that kid's definitely ADHD. And they have all these like operational defiant, like these different like code words and all these different things. I'm like, at a certain point, people without the professional background or people who studied it, everyone's throwing out these labels and diagnoses because they're hopping on Google.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a cop out too.
Well, Google's becoming the real education.
Yeah,
too,
you don't have to go to Stat
WebMD.
Health. Go on Google. WebMD diagnoses me all the time with death.
Yeah, or something else.
That's interesting. Yeah, so I guess it's different because Helene was saying that she had a student who learned that they were diagnosed with 3 different medications after seeing the doctor for 15 minutes. So I guess it depends. But
it's insane.
But like, what about in your everyday conversation, Tommy? Do you have trouble if you and I are having a conversation over some Chipotle, which you probably wouldn't eat anyway, but if we were, would you have trouble? Like, would you zone out at some points and like miss out on some things that I'm saying, and you kind of have to catch up and like come out with something different?
Yeah, it's happened to me at work actually recently. I'm surprised it hasn't happened more. Luckily, I'm in a pretty quiet office where I'll be on like a call with somebody and like I'm trying to do something, but then like the 2 people and like I'm in a quadrant of cubes, so the 2 cross cubes will be talking to each other in the middle of the call, and that kind of like will like distract me. And I'll say like, hold on, and I gotta like cover one.
Do you lose your temper or no?
No, I don't.
I've never really seen him lose his temper.
No, I don't really. Much. I rarely get mad at things like that.
There was,
I see like the time that.
Nothing.
There was the one time.
Yeah, there was this one time. That's it.
No, I rarely lose my temper on things like that. Like I don't. I do get frustrated with myself, but not in that regard.
Okay.
Because I try to put myself through all the different.
You have emotional fitness. You know how to filter it through.
Yeah, you just man up.
Yeah.
Be a man.
You man up.
Be a man.
Be 40.
Yeah.
You're 5. Be 40.
So tonight is an interesting night because even though we're going to extend the podcast a little because
we're going past 8:30.
We have our special guest Tommy Matthews, we've almost hit all the talking points except for the fact that you hate birthday cards and you think that they're lame. And is it the fact that birthday cards are $7.99 plus these days?
Simply my point. Exactly.
Or is it just the fact that you hate telling someone how you feel via someone else's words?
That's another point I didn't even think about.
What do you write in the card?
So I literally wrote this topic down because my girlfriend got a birthday card for her grandmother last week, and it was $10.
Wow.
She didn't realize until she got to the register.
Did it sing?
Sounds about right.
It didn't
the
sing.
Singing cards are
this
great.
didn't even sing, and it was just a birthday card, which is fine. It said something nice, but I'm like, you could write a letter about how you feel. People, how Hallmark cards are still in business. Put me on record now. It will be gone soon. Okay, there's no reason that you're going out and spending this kind of money on words that aren't yours when you can write a letter to your loved one, or at least write something small on a note. I feel like that's so much more significant. Because I've kept 2 cards in my life.
You're going to hate me. Because you know what I do, and Dave Ramsey would hate me. And Tony would hate me, and Gary Vaynerchuk would hate me.
What?
Think about how financially stupid this is. I do exactly what you just said people should do, because you know I like to write. I'm a pretty good writer.
He's a good writer.
So, when I buy Steph or my mom or dad a card, I write them a note on a piece of loose leaf paper, and I fold it inside a $10 card, though. Now, you might think, okay, why does he do this? I don't just want to give them a piece of paper because it's not aesthetically pleasing. So I want to give them something that
based off
open.
Whose opinion? Yours?
My own. Because I would be
Get nicer paper, Kev.
Okay. But that could cost a lot, too, like buying like a nice,
a long-term investment.
Resume paper. So I write it on a piece of loose leaf. But then in addition to that, I feel like it has to be in an envelope and has to be folded up neatly and it has to be in a colorful card. Now, you might say, okay, I get that, but why not buy the 99-cent card? I don't know. I kind of like the $7.99, $8.99
I feel like we
cards
talked about this
that
at
are
one
like
point.
thick and they're aesthetically pleasing and they're beautiful and they're pretty and all glittery and shit. And then on top of that, you write a long note, and that's that tells you how that really feels. Because then they could keep. And here's another thing too. People like to hang up cards. You're not gonna hang up a note. Like I don't know if your parents do this, but my mom and my dad, they keep cards on like the coffee table or like on a table,
And
like
then where do they
the
go?
hallway, and then they eventually go in the garbage weeks later.
Yeah.
But at least they have the note, right? So they can keep the note.
I'm all for the note.
Yeah.
Stop buying the birthday card, dude. Put the note in an envelope. I put all my notes to Brooke in an envelope, and I give it to her. Or, even better, I don't even write the notes by hand. I type it on Microsoft Word so it's nice and neat, and it's a long letter. And I fold it up, sign it.
Where do you put it? In an envelope?
In an envelope, and I hand it to her.
Okay. Now, how does she feel about that?
She loves it.
She likes it. Okay.
Yeah, she loves it.
Okay. I'm not questioning it. It's a great idea.
So
Obviously, do what you want, Tommy.
I was just gonna say, do you think that like, 'cause some people say that the handwritten letter means more than the typed out letter?
Yeah.
Like, who says, like, you gave me a handwritten letter? Like,
That-
you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Like, who's gonna do that?
Yeah, no one.
No
says
one
that.
thinks. I see what Tommy's saying though. No one
But-
thinks of it as a bad thing, but they might think of it as a better or greater thing. Yeah.
What to the
Yeah,
handwriting?
if
Yeah,
it's-
That's what I'm saying.
Some people think like I remember back when in my day when like we were just starting to like use Word and things like that more often. It was considered like a cop out to type things.
Yeah, why is
You know what I'm
that?
saying?
Yeah.
So like, but like I know me, I don't even type. Know how I said I put things on paper.
Mhm.
I will end up. There we go. Sorry, we're on low power mode. I will end up typing those notes because my handwriting sucks. So why am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I going to do something that I can't even read half the
Mhm.
time? So I don't know. I'd prefer putting my stuff on like a type.
Yeah.
Yeah, typing's cool.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
I don't really
Typing
have.
or
I don't
handwriting?
have nice handwriting, so I would prefer to type it. However, I do handwrite it for that reason.
I type.
And there have been times during Christmas I'll write one to my mom, dad, and then a couple to my girlfriend. So I write 5 letters, and on Christmas Eve my hand is just like shaking. I'm in so much pain. It's worth it though, you got to handwrite the letters.
To each their own. I always say it. I'm not throwing shade. Do your thing.
Think about it like this.
Pay
Kev.
that money, Kev. I don't care.
If Brooke ever wanted to get a tattoo of a specific thing that you said in a letter,
That would be typed.
it'd be typed
It'd be
instead of
typed.
handwritten. So, she
So it'd
can't
be
get
nice,
your
organized handwriting on
Think
her body.
about it. Think about it
Wow.
from a tattoo standpoint.
Looks like she's got something typed on her.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's going to look great.
You got a new tattoo this week. Yeah.
Wow. I got another
Tommy,
tattoo.
you don't have any tattoos.
No, he doesn't believe
No
in them.
tattoos,
You-
no piercings.
Are you against it, or are you just like
No
having...
piercings.
I don't. I'm not against it per se. My personal philosophy is that I know my interests are always cyclical. So like,
Mhm.
I'm always changing. Why am I gonna put something permanent on there?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
There are some people that certain things stick with them.
I
throughout
got
their
4
entire life,
tattoos
so
now.
Yeah,
You have
That's
2.
fine.
I have 2.
Tommy has a piercing.
That would be funny though.
Imagine he like
I
actually
like-
he opens up
like-
and
Yeah,
he's like,
I
oh
think
my
he would
god.
look good. I think he would look good with like 2 like beaver earrings.
Wow.
Beaver earrings.
some
I don't know if I can pull
earrings.
off a beaver
Like
earring.
not the Joey.
We'll
Moss
ask- we'll
beaver
ask your
earrings, but
girlfriend.
two.
Yeah.
We'll ask her if she wants.
Or what type of tattoo would I get? Like something.
Tommy would have a
Like
freaking
something tribal,
big
like-
back tattoo.
like
a
a
big back
bat,
tattoo
like
for
a
Tommy.
giant lion, like almost like 50
I
Cent
could
has,
see
like has
Tommy-
his 50 tattoo.
I could see Tommy with a half a sleeve starting from the shoulder, ending at midway to the bicep
to the bicep.
or the elbow.
I feel like he
And
wouldn't touch his arms.
It would be
See,
something
yes,
unique,
you're right.
like something that's symbolic. So you'd have to ask about it, like what does this animal mean, and why do you have like a half?
No,
a
I'm right,
pussy
dude. He
on
said.
your
I
head?
said he wouldn't touch his
I-
arms.
You want a reason though? People like bodybuilders, physique competitors, things like that, who get these tattoos, you can't see the definition in their body. So why are you gonna get a tattoo?
Mhm.
You know.
That's why
like-
you would get a dope back tattoo, if anything.
Get them nice
Yeah,
tattoos,
but, like,
though, right?
My
He's
back's
gonna
getting
cover the shreds
tight.
either
He's
way.
gonna cover the
All
shreds.
right,
you know what I'm
he's gonna get something on his rib cage and call it a day.
I don't
saying?
get the
something on like serratus. So it's like, you know, who the fuck.
Imagine getting a back tattoo though. If you get a back tattoo, you will never, ever, literally see your tattoo with your own eyes. You'll see it
Yeah, so
through
it's
a
not even,
mirror.
like-
I
You'll
can
it
only
through a
see
picture.
1 and 2. I don't see this one
Mhm.
or the back one.
So
Yeah.
Only in a mirror.
you could probably, if you really try.
I
see-
can't see the full thing. I just see
Oh,
the
really?
wings on each side.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. So there's 2 tattoos you have that you like. One of them you're never gonna see with your own eyes. Right?
Mhm.
Wow.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are you
Definitely
really
weird.
doing it for, Kevin?
Oh
You
my
doing it for
god.
yourself?
Well, Bella just asked, "What's our opinion on male earrings to begin with?"
Oh, are
So
you gonna?
that's-
Is Bella gonna go off about this?
I don't.
Bella, speak your mind. If you hate male earrings, let us know.
Yeah, are you gonna tell your kid to man up if he gets a male earring?
Oh, I could see him. I could see him being against earrings, but at the same time, he has tattoos. So
Yeah, he has
maybe-
tattoos, so that's
So
good.
maybe he's not.
Wait,
Oh,
did he
so-
say he's against earrings?
He just asked us what our opinion are on male earrings.
I don't
specifically
care.
Male
See,
earrings.
I
think they're cool.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
mind
care.
earrings, like
Rock
because
anything.
yeah, if anything, like the whole thing is you can pop it out and it's like
Yeah.
no big deal. See, the gauges is tough because then that's like you can't.
Yeah.
Then you just
Yeah.
look like.
I'm
literally
still
African
growing
child.
accustomed to people with that. Like I think it's fine, but it's
Mhm.
definitely something that's more not fully around.
Mhm.
It's just
not
tough
as
'cause it's
common.
permanent. You know,
It
like,
is.
that's
You're stretching
really
out your
can't-
earlobe, and
yeah.
it's not going to go
You know
away.
you're a unique person though if you have gauges.
I
Like,
respect
you're definitely
it.
a very
I respect
artistic
it.
person. I feel like certain things just are like cues for like wow that guy's kind of like
Artsy?
smart.
Well,
and,
it takes
like,
a certain type
artsy.
of guy to stretch his earlobes and like know
Yeah.
that it's going to stay that way.
Yeah.
I respect it, but the male earrings, I ain't got a problem.
Yeah, Alexa
with
commented. So I think I'm gonna get male earrings. Thanks.
that. Male earrings are cool. JB's the man. Justin Bieber's awesome.
Yeah, no,
I'm
he
trying to think who else? Bieber's got.
Bieber is cool. I'm a big believer.
Always.
Hey, Tom, are you a big music guy though? Like, do you
Mm.
listen to?
I'm not. No, like I'll listen to top stuff, but I'm not like I'm not
Mm.
gonna consider myself someone who
Right.
delves into like the crevices of music to
Right.
find something. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Okay.
If it's on my YouTube and it pops up, I'm like, oh, that's sick. Like that's
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm,
You know.
That's fair.
mhm.
So it's all just to get a vibe.
You
or a
like
certain
Drake?
Energy. Yeah. Well,
But do you listen to music at the gym or no?
actually, weird thing connecting with like the ADD.
Mm-hmm.
If I really have to focus on a lift, I
Mhm.
can't listen to music.
Wow.
So like if something's starting to get like really heavy or something,
Mhm.
I'll take my earphones off because then
Really?
I can't.
Wow.
It screws my pat because it's like certain. So this is probably me overthinking things, which is
It's what we
typical
do.
to me. Yeah.
Typical.
But like if like I'm real doing something really heavy, like a squat or something, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, press your abs, push out with your feet, keep your head out. Like you have all these cues, and if I'm listening to music, sometimes I get into
I get
bad
distracted.
habits. You know what I mean? So
I
then I
can-
end up doing the wrong thing.
I can't listen to music. I get distracted.
Yeah, so I get
Really?
it depends on if it's something a little bit.
If I'm on the
lighter,
treadmill, yeah. If I'm
yeah,
doing
absolutely,
abs,
yeah.
sure. Arms, sure. But for the most part,
Like
I feel like
something
it's
heavy?
just
You don't
yeah,
take arms seriously?
I take arms seriously, but it's an easier motion.
Yeah, it's
And
a
even,
lot easier.
Honestly, most times I go alone. I don't jam.
yeah, yeah. I mean that's
you
why
don't go alone a lot. Though.
No, I go with Kevin King.
I go alone.
Tommy goes
I'm
alone.
part of the lone wolf. not
You're a
the pack.
lone wolf, not
Not part of the pack.
I feel like you wouldn't want to go with other people.
I would want to go. Or
not
would
on
I?
the
wouldn't.
regular.
No.
You wouldn't
Not
want a
on
gym
the
partner.
regular. I like having partners. Like I'll go with my girlfriend all the time.
Mhm.
And she's like
That's
a good
awesome.
gym partner. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So she's cool. It depends. Like it has to be a certain person too. Like I know, like oftentimes me and like one of my good friends Sean, like we go to the gym where they're around the
Yeah.
same time, but like we don't like to work out together. I think part of that's because we're also really like comfortable with each
Mhm.
other.
Since the first grade.
Yeah, since the first grade.
Since
So-
the first grade.
I'm
so
dying.
so
I'm
the
so
issue is like it's different. Like we
Yeah.
don't like I don't really work out well with him. Like he likes to do certain things, I like to do certain things. It's just
Mhm.
different. But like I know, for instance, Kyle Cobb. Whenever we go to the gym together, like we crush it
Right.
because he's an intense like athlete, really.
Mhm.
And I like to bring up intensity when I'm around those
wanna
types
compete,
of people.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a competitor, and so the whole fact of the matter is like because we don't even know each other that well to be honest,
Mhm.
then that kind of brings that out, and that like uncomfortability.
Yeah.
That's something that you or lack
So-
of comfort. Is
So
something that
would you
brings
say
it out.
that success forms and starts at the beginning and
end of your comfort zone?
end of your comfort zone?
Yes, you could say that. Yeah, I
Like a
believe
lobster
so.
under pressure.
It brings out the best in you because you don't feel that lax feeling.
So I tell you guys, the cliches in life hold the most truth. I say it all the damn time.
Yeah, it's pretty.
All those stupid Instagram quotes that you see, and everyone looks past them because they're so desensitized to it. Those are the truths of life.
They are kind of stupid because they're written and put on Instagram,
And they
but
look
at the same point.
With this beautiful font picture. Yeah.
yeah. But at the same time, most of them are true.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say a lot. I think like smart people like us look past them because we already know it. We're like, duh.
Right.
But I think that
It's a good
to other
reminder,
people,
too.
yeah, some people it's a good reminder, and to other people they
Common sense isn't common.
Yeah.
Common practice.
You know what I hear so often? I constantly hear this, and I'm surprised I never brought this up. Everyone I know always says something like about talking about another person. They say he or she is really book smart, but they have no common sense. Have you ever heard that? I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really true. Like, could someone be like obviously yes, someone could be a genius in school and not be the most common sense smart, but I feel like
at a certain point, what is common sense?
Yeah, I feel like you're pretty well rounded for the most part.
But I will say that just because you're a 4.0 student doesn't make you highly intelligent.
No, but I think it gives you a greater chance.
I'd say the two definitely correlate.
Yeah.
But I know some people that crushed it in school that I know for a fact I'd be much better in every social situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but well, that's like a completely different skill.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like, that's big.
Who's going to survive in the woods?
And then there's some people like me that's just bad at everything, you know?
Yeah. Imagine. He has a breakdown live on the show. How are we doing on time, Kev?
Guys,
I'm nervous your phone's going to die.
Yeah, I hate to do this. It's 8:46 p.m.
Wow.
We're going to wrap the show up because everything's dying. All the electronics are dying. Plus, they're going to kick us out in 14 minutes, and we need time to wrap up all the equipment. So, special thanks and big shout out to Tommy for joining us. Our first two Kevs and a mic.
Episode 8, the first guest.
Yeah,
he
our
did
first guest.
Yeah.
He also was the winner of the giveaway again, not planned.
Not
so,
the screenshot's on his phone, which you obviously can't see.
We'll let you know which charity or philanthropy he decides to donate to. And thank you all for tuning in. Share the video. Make sure it's public. Tell your friends about us. Follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube channel is up. I put that up. The videos are on there. That's moving along. Yep. But I wanted to open up the floor to Tommy. Any closing statements? Do you want to drop a question on them? Do you want to drop a quote? Do you want to, if you had 10 minutes to live and this was going to be the last piece of evidence recorded of who Tommy is, what would you say into the camera?
Oh, this is tough. Wow.
Well, you're going to do that, Tim.
There's a lot of pressure on me right now. The one that comes to mind is something that my grandfather always said, and I always said it to...
This is why I put him on the spot.
I'm going to call them my pledges when I was pledge educator, and something that was taught to me was excuses no, performance yes. So in every aspect of life, you just have to realize that yes, you can complain and do things, but eventually there has to come to a breaking point where you say, okay, no more excuses. I just have to go and do it.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
And with that being said, 2 Kevs and a mic, episode 8, logging out.
All right, guys.